microphone is on. It is time. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you from Hermione and Arizona Snowman, and welcome from Kevin Haynes. And Sue Hayes says, "Hi Doc, I hear you," and yay Dr. Fox. All good. Thank you everyone, and glad that we're all here and doing our thing. I see a few guys that popped in here that we haven't seen for a while, like Going South. Good to see you back, and welcome. And Sharon Stewart saying, "I hear you, Dr. Fox." Excellent. Thanks, Sasha, as well. And who else was in here? Serotonin bows back at South, and hi to everyone who said hi. Well, hi Serotonin, glad to have you back on board as well. And anyway, interesting day. Of course, the first thing you'll probably find out is we have 4 new emojis that I uploaded, and I gave up on trying to put people in the windows of the sub. I couldn't do it. It's just too small. So there they go, and Sarah just brought them up, as well as Sharon Stewart, and that is awesome. So the ice cream cone is obvious. We all go for ice cream. Then we have the famous submarine called Oz. And of course that is pretty obvious too. And then we've got a new volcano there, and then we've got an earthquake house. That house used to be level and straight and not cracked, but we had a big earthquake, so it is cracked now, and that's what we're seeing. So that is kind of what those are, and hopefully you'll all enjoy them. So I figured, yeah, we'll throw them on there, you know, to keep you all happy and make it happen. And I know it's a little overdue, because I was trying to work on that submarine for a long time, and trying to put people in the windows is just not an option. It's just way too small for me. I can't see it, I can't do it, and don't have enough pixels to do it. So thanks, Sarah, and appreciate that. And yeah, I thought they were kind of neat too. Nice little things. And boy, it was even hard to put the name Oz on that submarine. That was a feat in itself as well. Anyway, let's get the ball rolling. So welcome to our wonderful moderators: Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, Joseph Fields, Lucas Snow, and maybe hiding in the background we'll have other ones like Gary, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, and those are the basic monitor. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Never mind. Our wonderful guys in blue. Anyway, let's leave it at that. Ugh, it's been a day. Actually, I've been kind of sneezing and coughing and all kinds of things. We had rain this morning, and I don't know what it is about. I went out into a bunny land, and it's almost like there was some kind of fuzz or fungus or something going on there, and yeah, it's snuffled. You sound a little snuffled up, Doc. And you're right, Sarah, I am. And the moderators, yes, Sue, that's the word I was looking for. It's all right. And I am a little bit on the snuffly side. So if you hear me turning off the microphone, I'm probably going to blow my nose or something when that's happening. And just so you know. And I probably will end up coughing a little bit more, because I've been noticing that as well. Anyway, fungus from the bunnies? No, I don't think it's from the bunnies. I think it's just from the yard in general. And I don't know what really caused it. Actually, as soon as I walked in the gate area, that's when I started kind of getting stuffed up, and I thought, oh, great, allergies, just what you need, right? So anyway, not going to worry. Yeah, it's mold and spores that bloom up when it rains. Oh yeah, those things, they do that. I know. They get a little bit of moisture, and it's been dry here, so sounds like allergy to me. It's something in my snuffler, and of course, understanding the well, put it this way: I've got what's called hyperosmia. In other words, my sense of smell is actually heightened normally, and that can be a good thing, but also a very bad thing. But basically you got 7 receptors in your nose that actually work through this, and that's how you define the different smells that you smell in the world. And of course, right now I'm not smelling anything. They are plugged up, so that's what we've got. Anyway, first person in today was Kevin Williams, so Kevin gets the cookies, and there we go, and that is all cool. And then we will get into saying hello to everyone. We'll start out with hi to Henry Nelson and King Colin Dudman and Sharon Stewart, Sasha, Kevin Haynes, Henry Nelson, Kirst Chaplin, welcome all of you. Sandra Rockland is here, welcome. Grandma B also in the house, welcome. Serotonin, of course, haven't seen you for a while there, but glad you're back. And going up the ladder a little bit more, looking for Hermione Schaefer and the crummy cat Fluffy. I seen that comment, Hermione. You dropped crumbs on Fluffy's fur, and now Fluffy's going to be spending hours trying to clean himself. Poor thing. Anyway, Sue Hayes also here. Sarah Miles, did I say hi to you? Welcome. And I'm going up a little bit more, looking for other wonderful names in here. Everybody's green. Wow. Did I say hi to Kirst? I hope so. Grandma B we got, Sandra Rockland we got, going up, Perfectibility 999, Brian, welcome, and got Sarah Miles already, and going up some more, boy, they're all the same names. How come it's only a group talking? Anyway, welcome to Going South. Like I say, haven't seen you for a while, so and it says, I stopped thinking the volcanoes are controlled by a Visit Iceland. It's too irregular for that. And I actually want to address that comment a little bit. It's a good comment. It's fine, Going South, nothing weird. But I watched Geology Hub's video about the commonality or timeline coincidence that we see with many, many volcanoes. And he was pointing out some in the U.S. that were, 40, 50 years apart, and not just the U.S., but other places as well. And in geological times, this Earth is quite old. So for, them to be going off in succession, 20, 30, 40 years apart, that in geological time is relatively an instant. So I'm thinking to myself, well, then what do we get with, when we look at Iceland, and Iceland has just been going like crazy. In the last 20 years, they have had how many eruptions there, just in Iceland alone. And of course, looking at our Ragnar and Siggy scenario, those are only a year apart. So, I mean, that's a pretty darn quick succession. Anyway, point behind it is that these things go off every so often for a certain amount of time, and then the Earth continues to turn. And in maybe another 100 or 200 years, we'll see that happening again. So really kind of cool stuff. Pardon me. Anyway, going up the ladder, some more here saying hi to everyone else that I missed so far. And a lot of chatters going on. Chris Chaplin, I think I said hi to you already. And going up a little more, Kevin Haynes we got. Sasha we got. All right, looking for others. Boy, you guys really are a chatty bunch there, which is absolutely fine though. Don't get me wrong. It's wonderful that everyone in here is chatting to each other, and that is absolutely great. That's what the whole idea behind the chat room is, you know, all the way through. So one big happy lava family. That's what we kind of try to do. OFU Lux is in the house as well. Welcome, and glad to have you in here from Luxembourg. And we got Kevin Williams already, and I'm all the way to the top. Let's see who else snuck in at the bottom here. EV Stardust, welcome, and glad to have you on board. And I see, what is it, Z Traveler, and welcome. And let's see, who else we got? Just sliding up a little bit more here. Storm Chaser 1211, welcome back. And I'm trying to see if there's more. Connie Tyree, welcome. And who else did I maybe miss? I think I got everybody for right now. Anyway, we'll see what goes on in the near future, and let's go looking around the world and see what's happening with our volcanoes. So really quiet for a change, actually, for the most part. The only one that was really doing any major erupting was Fuego in Guatemala, and that was during the nighttime, and that is not unheard of, so that's okay. Anyway, gonna stop the canned lava here, get rid of the banners first, and let's see, what does that do? No, you don't want those. And let's turn that off. And much clearer picture today of our wonderful Reykjavik. And if we back that one up, it does look a lot better there today. Yep, subliminal Twinkies. Anyway, looking pretty darn good there. Get that quality back up. And there we go. Nice looking shot. You can see some snow off in the mountains in the distance. The snow on the roofs have melted, which is really cool. And it looks pretty nice out there. So that's not bad looking for their daytime. And of course that was around 4:30 in the afternoon, Reykjavik time. And let's pop over to the other view. Of course, that one is a little bit dark right now, but let's back that one up as well. About 5, 6, 7 hours maybe, or something like that. We'll look, and yep, not a bad day there actually. Looking pretty good for an October 20th day, and you can see the airport there, and that is pretty cool. And of course, some blue skies up top are really nice to see. Moving to the other one, and again we'll have to back that up a little bit, but I guess when we've got the better views at Reykjavik, we don't have as good a views over at Katla. And Katla is interesting. It had another 1.8 quake. But we don't know what the heck is going on behind those clouds underneath that ice, and that is what we're seeing right now. So, wow, that's what they had earlier, I should say. Oh, wait, that's not right now. That's 10 hours ago. So, anyway, that's what they got. I'm assuming that weather would have continued to be like that for the most part today. But I guess you get good weather in Reykjavik, you get bad weather out here, and when it's the other way around, just reverses, right? So Just imagine this area, though, in a few days, we'll probably see some snow on here. And that'll be kind of interesting, too. That'll help lighten things up in the background. Anyway, that's what it looks like at present. No sense in checking the other ones out. I'm going to put this one back to live as well. And same with this guy, so we can see what's going on there. And downtown is over here, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, that is Iceland and what it looks like right now, and we'll pop over to the harmonic tremor chart and have a quick peek at that. Going to refresh that to see where it's at, and yep, we did watch it go up, and of course you've seen where I had to refresh from, and from there on it went back down. I shouldn't have refreshed, it would have kept going up, right? But no. That is what our Eruption is, and that is what it's doing right now. So downward trend. We do see a lot of little tiny quakes in here, and that is interesting to see. We'll have to check out and see if we've gotten a few more. Like I say, these last few here I wasn't aware of, so it's going to be interesting to have a look and see if they were close or if they were far away, and go from there. Anyway, let's go have a look at the Grimsey chart real quick and see whether that is still going up or down. And there is for on the one on the island of Grimsey, and you can see what has happened there. They've had a whole bunch in the middle here around just before noon, I guess, late morning, and then it subsided a bit, and we've got some funky pattern in here, so I'm not sure what that is really indicating, but we know with the last few days with those large quakes down south, and then a reoccurrence up there by Grimsey, and with extra shakers there, that it seems like hypothetically that we've got one of the plates or both of the plates moving, and we are going to maybe see some lava intrusion somewhere. Fingers crossed. Okay, but you never know. Geoplanet Jane also popped in. Anyway, let's take a look at the one for Grindavik, and Grindavik was kind of the same thing. It was headed upward, and then it started to decline about the same time as Eruption, and that is what we're seeing in there now. So let's go put this back on Eruption, if I can find it. There it is, Eruption. Let's go down a little bit. Oh my God, why is my mouse go so quickly? Hang on, it's a hamster. That's what the problem is. Darn hamster. Calm down, hamster. You can be okay. Maybe I have to feed you more. Okay, anyway, let's get over to the earthquake map and have a look there. And of course I got that zoomed out so we can see the whole darn thing. And there I am on it. And well, let's start at the top. Always a good place. And of course, for those people needing to know, the island of Grimsey is right here, and that is what we were watching. And of course, the swarms in this area are, well, there were a lot more here before. Right now, there's only 240 quakes in total, or sorry, 140 quakes, my bad. Well, what happened here? Let's get to that 2.2 and zoom in on it. Okay, there we go. 2.2, 1.1 kilometers down from 2000, and that is fairly new, and kind of make you wonder what is going on, because that is very shallow. Let's take a look at some of the other ones in the area. 1.9 here, it's 16.9 kilometers down. That's more like it. 2252 was the time on him. 2.24, 13.1 kilometers down from 9:37 this morning. Then we got a 1.8 here, 12.5 kilometers down, 6:52 a.m. 1.16, 9.7 kilometers down from 5:28. Let's grab this guy here, 1.8, 12.3 kilometers down from 33 minutes after midnight. And we'll just select a few in here just to see what the differences are. 1.57, 10.4 kilometers down, or just about 5, 7:24 this morning. And then we've got a 1.7 here, 9.2 kilometers down, 22:40 on that guy. We'll grab another 1.7 on this side, 9.9 kilometers down from 22:47. 1.4, 12 kilometers down from 1800. I like that, simple numbers. Let's see, 1.6 down here, 9.8 kilometers down, and that came in at 2004. The 1.5 right beside it, also 9.9 kilometers down, 1.5 in magnitude, of course, and 3:29 this morning. Moving down a little bit more, let's check a couple over here. 0.85, 1.1 in kilometers down, and again, very shallow. That is from 8:10 this morning. What about the other ones around it? This one too, 1552, 1.3, and 1.1 kilometers down. And this one is even shallower, and that came in yesterday at 23:38, or sorry, 35, and 1.4 in magnitude, 0.9 of a kilometer down, so 900 meters. They all seem to be right in that ballpark. 1.14, 1.1, 1.1, and then that one. So makes you wonder, maybe we've got something going on here, a warm spot. Who knows? Because as soon as we get to these other ones, they're a lot further down. 5.2 kilometers on this zero from 2054. And then we have like this guy here, 5.5 clicks down, 1.7, 2013 was the time on him. And the fresher one here, oh, hang on, that is the one I had. There we go. 1906, 1.78, 0.4 kilometers down. So they start going down the further north we go, apparently, and yeah, they get down to that 10 kilometer mark, 12 kilometer mark. Not sure what the heck is going on there, but that is up in that area. Let's go to the other little swarm area here and take a quick look. That one again, 14.5 kilometers down for this magnitude 1.2 from 12:48. And then we've got from 11:43 1.25, and it was 15 kilometers down. We'll keep going here, 1.16, 15 kilometers down, 6:35 in the morning, and 13:07 for this magnitude 1.3 from 17 kilometers down. Boy, they're getting deeper. 13.8 kilometers down for this 1.45 from 12:29. Let's keep going down here. Okay, now things get shallow again. 1.6 in magnitude, 2.9 kilometers down, and 13:44. Let's check on the side here. 1.1, 5.5 kilometers down from 13:03. And this guy here, 0.4, 1.2 kilometers down, again shallower, nice. 8:58 a.m. This magnitude 1, again deeper. So we may have a couple of warm spots there in the water. Very interesting. Anyway, this was from 8:58, 5.2 kilometers down for the magnitude 1. Let's look at these other two ones here. 9.2 clicks down for this one from 13:06, and then 13:04 for this one, 4.8 kilometers down. Interesting, and we'll keep going here. And let's see, 1.18, 10 kilometers down, 1:34 a.m. And this guy is from 4:14, 1.3, 5.1 kilometers down. This little 0.48, a little bit shallower, 2.8 kilometers down, and it was from 10:32. And let's look a little bit further down. We'll jump over that little guy. I'm more interested in what's going on here at Asja, and Asja's got a few, so let's look at them. Point 2, very small, 3.6 kilometers down, 2108 is the time. This one was from 1228, a 0.06, and that was 0.75, or 753 meters down. Pretty shallow. This one, 0.35, 4.1 kilometers down from 12 minutes after 2 a.m. And from a 111 we had a 0.28, 4.5 kilometers down. Then a 0.15, 4 kilometers down at 1504. And that kind of makes you wonder. That's a real mixed set of numbers there. And let's see, we'll grab a couple out of here and just to see. 3.8 kilometers down for this 0.9. And welcome Cananaska's country. And this one was from 4:35 this morning. Then we have a 0.76 from 7-Eleven. No, not down at the 7-Eleven store, but 7:11 a.m. And 3.6 was the depth on this one. 2:29 a.m. we had a 0.97, 4.6 kilometers down. We'll grab this 0.25 here just to look. 3.4 kilometers down, and from 23:55. So that's kind of what we see in the Asja area, and really I'm not going to worry about it right now. I don't think it's going to pop or do anything like that. We see a little bit of activity around Bartabunga, and that is right here on the map, of course. And we see this 0.9, 200 meters down, and that is 8:05 a.m. Then we have a 0.77 kilometers down from 7:35 this morning, and we have from 23:07, 5.2 kilometers down, and another one 23:07, 1.1 kilometers down, not very deep. And we have a 1.28, 135 meters down, must be just below the ice. And 3:17 a.m. was the time for that. 2:06 a.m. we had a 0.57, same depth, 135 meters. There were a couple out here, just check a couple of them. 16.7 kilometers down for this one, 0.54 from 10:16, and then the other one beside it also same time, 10:16, 0.61, 2.3 kilometers down. Let's check the other one. 15.3 kilometers down for the 2.1, and 1:32 a.m. And that kind of gives you what we've got going on there. And then we get over here to Grimsvatn. And Grimsvatn had a 2.92, and that was 816 meters down. It was from 1834. Interesting, and makes you wonder. 0.97, very close to the surface, 135 meters down, and that was from 2:56 this morning. We've got a few stacked up all in the same spot here. Let's take a look at the latest one. 1638, 1.4, 5.6 kilometers down. Then we've got a 1.08, 6.3 kilometers down from 4:19 a.m. Welcome, Thor, and glad to have you on board. 1.46, 5.6 kilometers down, 8:52 a.m. And then near it, 0.75, 9.2 kilometers down from 9:19 a.m. Kind of makes you wonder if we're going to see some action in Grimsvatn. And we don't see anything further south. Katla did have one quake, and that is a 1.83, and that is 135 meters down. And that is interesting because remember yesterday we showed that video of possible smoke that was coming out of Katla, and really don't know 100% if that was smoke or clouds or steam or exactly what it was. but we did have it there. Bushcraft the Bear put out a really interesting video yesterday. Which one, Jane? I did watch a few of his as of late, and I'm just kind of curious which one you're referring to. Anyway, let's look at these other ones here. 0.59, 4.2 kilometers down, 3:54 this morning. And then we have a 1.1, 8.9 kilometers down from 12:26. And we got a little line here from 12:49. We had a 0.76, 3.8 kilometers down. Next one is a 12:46, 79, 5.9 kilometers down. And then we've got a 0.5, 7.4 kilometers down from 12:49. This zero here, 6 kilometers down from 18:19. I just don't know how they measure a zero. How do you measure a zero? Hey, Oz, look in the emojis. I did something just for you. You got your very own submarine. 3:12 a.m. we had a 0.08, and it was 6 kilometers down there. And let's grab this guy at 14:54, and that was 0.5, 7.9 kilometers down. Moving over a little bit more, and we see getting closer to our area, 10.4 kilometers down, and that was 7:18 a.m. And then we have from yesterday, this from 23:31, 0.2, 9.1 kilometers down. Going to just keep going across here. 1.09, 19 kilometers down, really deep. We usually don't see that there, but anyway, 10:47, and that is pretty cool. And then we got this on here. 3-minute warning, thanks, Sue. And we have a 0.77, 11:52 a.m. and that was 4.3 kilometers down. 0.96, 8.1 kilometers down, 5:15 a.m. for him. And let's get closer to our area. And of course, there's our fragment outfield. Let's grab this guy down here first. 0.41, 7.3 kilometers down, 6:05 a.m. for him. Then we've got this little guy, 9:17 this morning, and it was 1.14, and that was very close to the surface, 135 meters. These other ones were a little stacked here, so they're right near Kaleer, 0.65, and 3.49 kilometers down from 10:44. Next one was from 11:04, 0.93, 6.6 kilometers down, and then from 11:08, where my stuff go, 0.72, 6.6 kilometers down. And we had another quake, that's why. And let's grab these last few here and do that before the break, and then we will carry on. And 7:27 this morning, 0.49, 4.5 kilometers down for him. This one, 0.48, 5.7 kilometers down, 1:41 this morning, right on the curve, 4:41 a.m., 5.57, 6.9 kilometers down for him. And what we'll do is, we can do these real quick. There's just a bunch of little ones. There's nothing really major serious going on here. 2.2 kilometers down for this 1.57, and then 6:34 was the time on it. 1.1 here, 4.4 kilometers down from 14:40. 14:13 had a 0.5, and 5.2 kilometers down, a 0.4, and that happened at 14:01, 5.7 kilometers down. Gives you a general idea of what's going on. We don't see anything out here where we had that big upheaval of quakes that has calmed right down. and makes a person wonder what's going on. Anyway, hey, Piggy is here. Welcome. I'm Piggy. Glad to have you on board. And, a juvenile rattlesnake. They bite. They're not tamed yet. Okay, it's time for me to take a break, you guys. So I'm going to put you back on some canned lava, if I can find it. And that should be right about there. We got to start it up, though. And go there. All right, made that volcano work, and we'll put a date and time on it. Excellent. All right, I'm going to we dispatched him, okay, on a 911 call, right? Okay, that'll be good. Anyway, no worries, and let's see what we can do here. Anyway, I'm going to go blow my nose right away. That's important, and you can probably hear that in my voice. I'm very stuffed up right now. Don't go away, you guys. I promise I'll wear a mask. Edith NZ, welcome as well, and glad to have you on board. I'll be back in a little while. Don't go away, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button, and that really does help us out. We're only halfway there to that 100 mark. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it. And also, welcome to all the newcomers. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button if you feel that we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Thank you. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and let's see, a bunch of people popped in. Quick hello to Timothy Sowers. Sorry. We already got Jane. Trev Winky Wonky Donkey is back. Welcome, Trevor. Grizzly is hiding in the background, but he got that free membership that Oz sent out, and thank you very kindly for that, Oz, as well as the $2 sub fund for the submarine. That was pretty awesome. Also, good evening to Kate, as well as Richard, who popped in here too. I seen his name somewhere. But glad to have you all on board. Oh, Grizzly is there. Welcome, Grizzly. And you're green, and you can use those new emojis that we got. Thank you for the welcome backs from all of you. From especially, let's see, Scott Hartman said welcome back, as well as Sue and Sasha and Kevin Haynes. And I hear you from Sharon Stewart, and then, of course, many others. So thanks, Jane, as well. And all right, let's carry on though with what we're doing here. And of course, we went over Iceland already, took a look there to see what was happening, and it's basically, you know, kind of just the way it's a U-boat, a UOZ or UOZ, and that'd be pretty cool. And yep, ice cream, everything. You get everything. And there is a soft ice cream machine in the submarine, and we installed that too. So that is pretty cool. And thank you, Kevin Haynes, for gifting that 5 members membership. And let me write that down. Kevin Haynes. There we go, and gifted 5, and that is cool. Thank you very kindly, Kevin. And we'll see if there's actually 5 in here today that have their stuff turned on. We'll hopefully we'll see. Anyway, we'll keep going, and of course, if that doesn't work, and if none of them go out, you do get a refund from YouTube, as I have found out. And I did it. I did it for a single one once, actually twice, and then one for 5, and they were all refunded. So that is what we've got. And yep, Sharon Stewart, and those are the new emojis. And in case you're wondering what they are, they're like what Sharon had put up. So we've got the submarine, we've got an ice cream cone, and that is not the same as the other one. And we've got a new volcano, and the crooked house is actually an earthquake. That's the only way I know how to put an earthquake on there, and that is a crooked, broken house that is cracking and sliding down a hill. So that is pretty cool. And you know, you guys are more than welcome to use them. Just remember, let's limit it to 5 so we don't fill up the chat with just emojis. And that's all good for now. And yeah, there goes Jane overdoing it. She can't count. She's got 6 fingers on her hand. Yeah. I'm just bugging you, Jane. That was probably an extra click by accident, so I'll let you slide this time. No worries. Oh, yep, 5. There's 5 submarines. And they each hold 6 people, so I think we got a lot of people in the 5 submarines. 5 times 6. Yeah, we can put everybody in there. I think pretty close anyway. And I figured, you know, we need that submarine, and of course it's called the Oz. You can see the OZ on there, and I had a hard time getting that in there to fit properly, but it did get named, so there we go. Anyway, let's carry on to other fine places. We'll leave our canned lava be, and we'll sneak off and take a look at what Sicily is looking like right now. Mount Etna, and of course that is the, oh, hang on, got to turn my mouse back on. for that one. Show the mouse, and there we go. And click there. Come on. Okay, got it. So, all right. Sliding back in time a little bit because, of course, it is 1:44 a.m. in Sicily. So Piggy is probably 2:44 a.m. if I'm correct. And then this is a bunch of hours ago. This is what it was looking like this evening there at about 6:35 in the evening. A lot of stuff going on, and I don't know, clouds, lots of clouds, rain, yucky, yucky, yucky. But we did see it earlier this morning, just as it was clouding over. This is what it looked like. Little time lapse for you as soon as I kickstart it here, and there we go. That should be going. There it goes. All right, a little slow in the start and sped up a little bit. So that's kind of what it was like, and it really wasn't all that bad in the morning for them. They had very nice skies and stuff. But then after around 11 a.m., we start seeing those clouds build up, and that continued and basically buried everything that we were able to see. And of course, you see Etna puffing there quite a bit. Did check the charts there, and we can actually look at the chart for Etna real quick right away. I do have that loaded up as well now, and hopefully it's in the right spot. Let me check that. Yep, it is. Okay, it's in Spanish or Italian, so I won't be able to tell you what it says, but looking at the graph, we kind of get the idea of what it means. No, that's not a fire. That's all moisture. Every last little bit of it is because they are in the Mediterranean Sea, and that's what you're seeing. So real quick, a look. There is your tremor chart and the activity there in Sicily, and it gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on. Really not that much action. We're seeing it did rise a little bit near the end here, and that is interesting to see the ups and downs. On the 19th, looks like it was, hang on, which one is this? Yeah, one of the sensors really dropped quite dramatically, and that's kind of interesting. And that kind of coincides with this little dip here, and really kind of makes you wonder what the heck is going on. But anyway, that is kind of, you see how it is pretty steady as it goes right now. A little background pulsation perhaps, yeah, or could have been a tremor or something, Jane. Lots of possibilities in that area. Anyway, that is what we've got going on there right now. I'm going to put that back to real time. I don't know how far back in earlier, actually 10.5 hours ago roughly. Same kind of view, and that was, you know, shortly after I did that video, it kind of turned sour, or cloudy, not sour, but very cloudy. Anyway, that's it for there in Sicily. Let us carry on here, just trying to see what time it is, and we'll pop over to the Azores, and Azores quiet as well. Really not too much going on. You can see the lights on Pico Island. This is of course a strait in between here, and we'll show you a picture of it daytime. This is the harbor and a small town. We are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge, if you want to say it in Portuguese. But anyway, quick shot. That's what it was looking like, you know, normally during a nice day. And the other one that we have, of course, is the cove that we look at. And we like to see how much white water splashes up right at the full portion there of the cove, right up against the shoreline. So we'll take a look at that one real quick as I switch it over, and it is renewing. And there you can see quite a bit of white water tonight. And again, this is almost like yesterday as well. Very rough waters there. You don't want to be out there in a small little boat. So if you're out there in the Azores, don't go boating, okay? Sea is too rough for you. Anyway, let's carry on and take a look at what we've got for earthquakes there. I'm going to make that a little wider, and that'll help out. And yeah, okay, that sums that up. All right. We didn't have any earthquakes today in the Azores, at least not on St. George. Let's take a look at the other map, and we'll have to refresh that one real quick and see what we get. Come on, refresh. I clicked you. Why are you not refreshing? Oh, you're slow. Something as slow as molasses today. All right, make that a little bit bigger, and there we do see 3 quakes in the area. So over here on Terceira, we had 13 hours ago, we had a 2.2 according to this, and that is very close to the volcano that is there. And then we had 7 hours ago up 2.2, and also 22 hours ago 2.0. And they are just to the west and northwest of Fayal Island, which is right here. If we zoom in on that a little bit, you get a better idea. And of course, that is Pico Island and Pico Volcano there, or Mount Montana as it is also called. And here's your 2 quakes, and gives you a pretty good idea how close they are to Fayal Island. And there as St. George, and here's where the quake landed in Terceira, just on the outer portions of the caldera, and that was 13 hours ago. So it gives you a pretty good idea of where things were, and that would be pretty cool. Anyway, for those people who are relatively new here, just to let you know, that's a Eurasian plate, African plate, and the North American plate, and of course mid-Atlantic ridge going down here. And this fault line, of course, goes up to, but not right through, the Strait of Gibraltar, and then you have the other one that is separating. I'm not sure what the actual name of this guy is, or this one. They have individual names, I know that for sure. But anyway, that is kind of it for there. And I don't have anything else for our Azores, so we'll leave it as that. We'll move on, and we'll try to take a look at Popocatépetl next, as soon as I can find them. How many screens are volcano gray? All of them. Anyway, volcano gray is the color of the moment, and when we slide back in time, it continues to be a volcano gray till I guess about, well, we can see it here just about 11 hours ago, and that is 11 hours ago right there. You can see that white stuff on there. I don't even want to mention what it is, but there it is, and it seems to be holding about that same position as what it had yesterday, and that is what we're seeing. So yeah, it is. And yes, Jane, you didn't need to say that. Anyway, we did have a little bit of plumage coming out here. I'm just trying to get back. We can just get back to it. There you go. And that was at just right after 7 a.m. Their time. We see it was burping out a little bit of bad gas and darker cloud. And again, it's kind of, don't know if that's really loaded with too much ash, but I wouldn't want to breathe that stuff regardless. Nevertheless, that was heading out, and that is, like I said, that is just about, well, 11 hours and 40 minutes ago, roughly, give or take a bit, but 7:07 a.m. And that did continue for a little while, as we see, and then of course the clouds moved in, and made everything a mess, and you couldn't see a darn thing. So I'm back to live. There's our volcano gray color, and not much there. Let's go over to this other nice one called Fuego, and as you can see, that is live right now. Fuego's got a glow, and it's already switched to a black and white mode, and it must be a very, very cloudy there. 17:56 is the time there, so that is just about 8 p.m. No, just about 6 p.m. My bad. And they've got some heavy clouds, and yeah, for once it is a fairly clear view, and I'm surprised we're even seeing that. Let's see, right here's where it changed. Yeah, this is where it actually appeared just after it shot that material up, and then you could start seeing it. But if we go back, it was pretty much gone for the most part during the day, except for in the morning portions. Let's go back here 10 hours, 11 hours, something like that, and we'll get moving a little bit. There you can see one of the eruptions. 7:46 a.m. is when that was happening, and of course the additional cloud up here, that's a pretty good indicator that it happened before that as well. So there were multiple shots out of it this morning, and I'm just trying to see if we can line another one up. This is a different one, even earlier, 7:01 a.m. So it definitely was puffing away, doing what it could do. Let's see if it'll take me back magically into the night. No, it won't do it today. Darn it. All right, sometimes it'll give us more and show us 12 hours worth, but not always. Anyway, that was just about 6 a.m. is what we were seeing there, and that's when that stream, I guess, kicked out. Let's just keep going here and see if we can get it to kick back in real quick. And there we go, and that's back, and that was after it had another kick out there, if you will, of darkened black, not good material. Don't breathe that stuff, it's bad for you. Anyway, that is a tephra and many other things coming out. There's gases in there, of course, ash, water vapor, etc., etc. So lots of different stuff coming out of those volcanoes. Don't breathe it, especially the tephra. And what ends up happening, the little particles, of course, are like glass shards, and when you breathe those in, they stick to the inside of your lungs, and they'll never come out. So if you're ever visiting a volcano and it's erupting, make sure you wear a mask. All right, the other ones, of course, are not very visible. Momo Tumbo, that's what it is right now, and not seeing a heck of a lot of it, but I did have a picture, and let's see if I can actually load it real quick for you, and screenshot, and that would be under 16. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. I did forget to load it up, so there it is. We'll get that on the screen. And this is what it was looking like earlier today. So it gives you a little bit of an idea. It is off-gassing fairly nicely and doing its thing. And that is kind of where it was at. And of course, right now in the dark, you can only see a shadowy outline there. Maybe a little bit of that smoke coming still. And the other one, of course, is this one, San Cristobal. And I did take a screenshot as well of it, but it really wasn't a very good screenshot, because you'll see in a second it was very cloudy there, and it was unfortunate. And I was hoping, I'm going to give you pictures today, even though it's in the dark, but all right, why is that moving? Come on, grab it. There we go. Neat looking clouds, though. I thought, wow, that is kind of strange. And you can kind of see all kinds of weird patterns in there. Anyway, we'll leave that be, you guys. And it is pretty close to break time. So we'll get rid of that guy as well. And we'll maybe, I clicked them, there we go. And I'm going to put it back on our volcano gray so I can find that screen later. I'm going to pop back over to our canned lava. Actually, maybe, no, I know Sakurajima isn't doing that much, so maybe not there. And Taal is hiding. Okay, never mind. We'll do the canned lava, you guys. That'll probably be best for right now, and we'll leave that on. Anyway, for those good people who have not yet hit the like button, if you're enjoying the show, by all means help us out. Hit that like button. That would really be awesome of you. Best and easiest way to support the channel, of course, because YouTube analytics take over and do their thing, especially if we get over that 100 mark. So the more the merrier, and that all works. Also, if you're new and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'll leave on the canned lava for my break. When we get back from the break, we've got bacon seeds, and maybe a pumpkin. I don't know yet. We'll see. And we'll see what's in the can today, and we'll check that out. So be good, keep smiling, and play nice in the lava. And I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. And don't go away. Thank you. welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome back from Sue and Kevin. Thank you, and I'm sure there's more coming, but we'll get on to. There's Jane and Sasha as well saying welcome back. Where's that Sharon Stewart? I'm sure she can hear me. There she is. I hear you, DrFox2000. Thanks, Kananaskis country. And what, UK? UK? No. And fracking is not good for the environment. And thanks, Linda Schoof. And all good. Anyway, let's carry on with what we were doing. And I did promise bacon seeds, so today I'm not going to mess up and do something else. Let's get over to bacon seeds. And of course, we'll see what we've got going on here. And of course, those were the last two from yesterday, so we'll get to the new ones today. And here's a bunch. And spotted ones and not spotted ones, and one on the right side, they're looking at the camera kind of funny, going, "What are you doing, mister?" And taking a picture. And yep, they are definitely kind of staring right at the camera there, making you wonder. I don't know. Normally they're smiling, but maybe they're smirking, and that's all right. White one is cutest. Okay, in the middle. Yep, I think so too. Anyway, let's carry on and see. I think this is a pretty awesome one too. Cheerleader, and that is a wonderful piggy, and we like that. And there's next one on our list, and that is wearing a very nice a flowery bouquet up top there, and this is pretty awesome. I don't know if that's supposed to be a tutu or what, or maybe a 3-3, or I don't know how that works, but anyway, that is pretty cool. Tutu, and yeah, well, it could be a 3-3, couldn't it? Ballet piggy, possibly. And yeah, piggy party. And next one, and we will get to this one. Sherlock Piggy. Is that who that is? Sherlock Piggy? I have no idea. Anyway, kind of funny hat, and interesting looking demeanor. And Sherlock Bacon, that's it. That sounds better. Sherlock Bacon. And he looks like he really doesn't want that hat on. He's kind of ducking down, says, "Somebody get that off my head, it's heavy." Orphan piggy, possibly. Flat cap Yorkshire pig. Oh, it's a Yorkshire piggy. I didn't know that, piggy, and thank you for letting us know. And elementary Watson. Yeah, there you go. And next, bacon seed. Thanks, piggy. And of course, this one here is, it's obvious he's gonna go ride his hog. Get it? No, never mind. That didn't sound good. His motorcycle. There, that sounds better. Highway patrol piggy. And that is awesome. And I mixed yesterday's up with today's, by the way. So we'll like Piggy is kind of one day ahead with her wonderful bacon seeds. So I mixed them up today. I loaded the wrong ones first, but we'll do yesterday's tomorrow, which, if that makes sense. Anyway, I know, Piggy. It's one of those things. Anyway, here is the royal, I guess these are Chinese pigs, or are they, I'm not sure if that's Chinese or Japanese, but they look like possibly some royal samurai pigs, and or opera pigs, perhaps. I really don't know, but they do look like they're singing. Won't ascend tomorrow, Dr. Fox. Save confusion. Okay, you got a day off, Piggy. I thought it was good, though, to have a day ahead, but that is all right. No worries, and yep, that is quite all right. Anyway, that's the last of the bacon seeds, of course, and then we'll do some of these wonderful pumpkins that Piggy also sent in. And oh dear, I don't know if that's a really good idea. Oh, and maybe it is. That is actually a very nice looking, perhaps deer or elk, and nice deer. Yeah, looks like a pretty big rack. Could be what? 30 pointer. Yeah. Yep. Don't let Tom see it. Tom will go after it. Never mind. Anyway, next one's reindeer carving. Oh, okay. How about this one? This one would be good for Oz. And that is a wonderful looking koala bear. I like that. That is actually a very, very cool pumpkin. I've never seen a koala on a pumpkin. And that is a really, really neat. And next one is this one here. And just a simple message, be kind. And I don't know if that's a pattern or if somebody just drew that, but nonetheless, that is good words to heed. Okay, and we'll get to the next one. This one is for Arizona Snowman. Arizona Snowman, there's your pumpkin. And that is pretty cool. And I don't know, just only thing missing is the carrot nose, and that is pretty awesome. Trying to find one for all. Okay, yep, and that is pretty awesome. Arizona pumpkin snowman with no nose. But who knows? What? Let it snow, let it snow. Oh my God. Tom, be nice. And one more to go. And there we are. And that is for all those who don't have their own lava lamp. Well, now you have your own lava lamp. I do believe that is, I don't know if that's actually a pumpkin. I can't see a pumpkin there unless it's carved right out of it. A lava pumpkin, so pretty cool. And I think that would have been hard to do. Neat though, I like it. Go more north, Tom. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it is a pumpkin. Okay, that is cool, Piggy. That's really kind of neat. I'm surprised they're able to do that, and very, very cool. Okay, and on those friendly notes, let's leave that be, and we'll get on to our next one and have a quick peek. And where's Poppet? I haven't got Poppet's picture loaded, or do I? Last picture of Poppet. Where are you? Let me see if I can find that real quick. You want to see Poppet? We have Poppet. Let's go find Poppet. Would be under P, wouldn't it? Last picture of Poppet is here somewhere. I had it the other day. This one. You wanted to see Poppet? There's Poppet. And that is what? 2 days old, 3 days old as far as the picture. So there's the Kraken. And yep, growling at me and touching me with her paws. All right. And it's better that she's there than here. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. We'll go to other cloudy volcanoes in our list. And the next ones, of course, is going to be Merapi, and that is not going to make us all that happy. We do see it there. It is out of the clouds, but it really was not that great of a picture. And earlier, it looked a little neater there. If we go back a few hours, kind of some orange background, but then you couldn't see anything in the other shots. So the clouds and, of course, a fog and everything else they have in the area really messes things up. Even if we go to the other shot here, it really doesn't look all that much different. That thermal not being very revealing with the extra cloud there, but it does look like quite a bit of heat coming off the top of the volcano itself, but we're not 100% sure. And anyway, going back in time a little bit, it was our favorite color, volcano gray. And let's see if we can see anything of it. And I really don't think it was there very much at all today. So that's kind of what it is there at Merapi, and that of course is on the island of Java in Indonesia. And looking here, Ruapehu, and that is in New Zealand. And Ruapehu was hiding in the clouds again today, unfortunately. And you can see back there where all that cloud is, well, that's where Ruapehu is hiding. I promise you that. It's back there somewhere. And yeah, that was kind of about 4 hours ago almost, and that's kind of what it was looking like. So not a very good day. And I checked back all the way earlier and really wasn't visible. So we'll leave that one be. And the next one, of course, is Semeru. And they do have a couple of shots there that are a little bit nicer to look at today. Not so cloudy in that area. Just got to find it. There it is. And as you can see down here where the water went and washed through everything, it's a lot easier for the vehicles to drive through now, because it's actually broken it up into 3 little streams here rather than having one stream, and makes it easier. But anyway, there's your mountains, and that is Semeru, and we are not seeing that much lava from it. Earlier in the night, let's see if we can get to it. And that's what it was doing. You could see it on the black and white shot here. Not bad. A little bit coming out, not much at that point in time. And then I'm just trying to find, there was a spot where it had what looked like almost a flow, and that might be somewhere around here. Anyway, no, maybe a little bit further here. Yeah, there it is. And it did have a little bit of bacon coming down, and not a heck of a lot. And yeah, 2:30 in the morning. You can actually see it better on this shot over here on the black and white, and definitely glows quite a bit because of the heat involved there. So pretty awesome nonetheless. And of course, in the bottom, you see where the guys were driving through the valley there. But anyway, that is the bacon that we've got sitting there at Semeru today, and not much else. A quick peek over and see if they loaded anything yet, and I don't think they did. Indonesian volcano monitoring typically looks at Krakatau, and we're not seeing anything there. So I'll leave it back on this one, put that back to current time. Lots of truck traffic going through there, and that's all cool. Okay, next volcano on our list is, of course, Semeru. And no, Toba has not done anything. It's quiet, very, very quiet. Not on our scope at all. Unless there's something new that I don't know about, Jane. I don't believe Toba has done a heck of a lot. So, anyway, let me get over to my Semeru page, and there we go. And looking at it, this of course current time 9:21 there in Japan, And I don't know if they've rescinded their evacuation yet, or if they're still continuing to stay evacuated from the island. But that's kind of what it was like at 10 minutes before 7 a.m. there. And then during the night, we really didn't see any major eruptions. There were times though where you could really see a really good glow, like right there, coming from the crater. Definitely some hot lava sitting in there doing its thing, and that is about 8 hours ago. If we go back a little bit further, 9, 10 hours ago, somewhere thereabouts. There we go, and that is what it was doing. So that is yesterday, 23:21 their time, and pretty awesome to see that. But again, we didn't see any more of those eruptions like what we did what we had on the show the other day here, and that was this one. If I let that play, just so you can see it. And this, of course, was real time, and that was on the 19th. There's that big blast, and of course, we only had the one camera view, unfortunately, and it had quite a few lava bombs hitting out at quite a distance at that. So that was pretty awesome to see, really. And anyway, that is what we were seeing, and I thought it was neat. And even that spark inside the plume, we've seen a little bit of volcanic lightning there. So just thought I'd share that with you guys again, since that was there, and some of you may have not seen that. Anyway, that was yesterday's, and pretty cool. So we'll get rid of that, and that is more current, but from during the night. And we'll put that back to a live stream. And of course, big check and looking for the ice cream boat. Hey, what is this? This is something new. New toy sitting here. Trevor, wonky donkey, what is that? What did you park here? Trevor brought that in. We don't have any ice cream boats there, unfortunately. Don't see him anyway. Maybe that's him out there coming. He's a little late today, and we do have new ice cream. So, ice cream in our own flavor. It's whitish, but it's lava flavored. It's really good for you. Seasoned well with lava. Anyway, Puppy Playmate. Piggy, oh boy, lots of peas in there. Maybe you want to add Peter Piper picked a pint of pepper pickles, or something like that. Lava in a cone. Yep, that's what it is. You bet, Sasha. And there's some ice creams, and we enjoy those, and we like that. I'm not sure if I want to. I was thinking about leaving that background white, or should I remove it? And we'll see what we can do with it. Maybe we'll try removing it as well. Sailboat? No, that's not a sailboat. It looks like a pile driver or something, to put in piles for a dock. And that would be what I'm thinking this thing is. Anyway, a close-up look at the crater, and this is, of course, there looking at Sakurajima, and it is continuing to off-gas pretty good. Nice view, though, for a change. We've got the sunshine in the right spot. 9:25 a.m. there, and looking pretty cool. Yeah, they're gonna put a big ice cream cone statue up. Isn't that what that's for? That's what I'm hoping it's for, anyway. And let's pop over to ASO and see what ASO is doing. And ASO is smoking very well, or steaming, I should say. Anyway, the caldera up there looks pretty cool, but we see that steam coming off. Actually, this morning it looked a little interesting there when the sun was coming up, and I wanted to get to just the right time. It had a nice color to it and looked pretty decent. And that was the sunrise there at Asosan, and you can definitely see it was still steaming at that point in time as well. So pretty nice shot for a sunrise at a volcano. We like that. 3-minute warning, thank you, Piggy, and that is awesome. And let's leave that one be. Gonna put it back in here. Oh boy, we've got something puffing out, some very dark material coming out of Sakurajima right now. So that is very cool. I think what we'll do is take that break right away, and we'll see what we can do here, unless this subsides. I think this might just subside again. Unless, no, yeah. I'm thinking we'll leave it there, and I'll put on the music and everything, and we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll leave. Actually, maybe we can put it on the close-up. That would be kind of interesting, eh? There you can see how dirty and brown that is, and you don't want to breathe that. Really, you don't. Anyway, on those notes, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And of course, you're watching VolcanoX live stream. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. We're still looking for that target of 100 today, and maybe a little bit over would be really nice. Also, if you're new to the channel, sitting on the sidelines, you want to join some of these wonderful people chatting inside the box there, you are more than welcome to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, and then 1 minute later you can chat in the chat, and they are a friendly bunch. Piggy bites and snout bops, but other than that, I think we're pretty safe. Anyway, on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, and I'm going to go take a 5-minute break. After that, we'll continue on with our wonderful stream, and the next place we're going is, let's see, maybe Taal, a volcano in the Philippines, and then we'll work from there. So don't go away, you guys. I'll be back soon. Thanks. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you, Sue. And Sharon says, I hear you, Dr. Fox. All good. Thanks, Kevin, as well, for the welcome back. And yeah, if you're listening to my voice, you hear it's stuffed up, snuffly, and I am snuffly. Yeah, been out and out in Bunnyland. Anyway, thanks, Sasha and 5x5 from Henry. All cool. And let's carry on with our show. Next volcano on the list, of course, is Taal. And welcome, Kananaskis country, and thanks. Let's put it live, though. For some reason, it wasn't quite live. And there it is live. And we can just see between the clouds, and it is off-gassing, and that is interesting. And there's a fairly large plume of off-gassing happening, and it is unfortunately going to hide and run away on us behind those clouds. So you can see that plume, though. That is very normal for yeah, for a volcano. You know, we get that volcano gray all the time. It just happens to be when we want to look at it. If we go back a little bit, though, about even 12 minutes, there you can see it a whole bunch better. Although we do have one cloud in the way here, but you can see that it was pluming fairly well, or steaming. And of course, Taal being on an orange rating, it would definitely be kind of interesting to see if it pops. We'll see what happens in the future with it, if it goes beyond orange or if it just stays there, and it'll be interesting to see. Of course, future will tell. And I was just trying to see if we can get a better picture. This was even earlier. That's 30 minutes ago. Oh, this is actually clear. Hour and a half ago, that's what it was looking like. So that actually is pretty decent looking, and a lot better view. And of course, you can see how much it was actually steaming. So it's not just a little bit. There is quite a plume coming out of there. So definitely worthy of having a look at it. And then, of course, in the earlier hours, we had the same kind of thing from a slightly different pulled back angle there, if you will, in the wee hours. And let's see if we go back even further. This is kind of what it looked like really early in the morning, and just kind of hanging there without too much wind blowing on it. And that is pretty awesome. And we'll even get to the sunrise and see the nice colors in the sky there. So pretty awesome. And of course, that is Taal Lake, and the Taal volcano inside the Taal Lake crater. And that's what we've got. So pretty awesome. Taal is there. It's doing its thing. This is what it is like right now, though. Those clouds did move in and obscure our view. So let's carry on. Next one on our list, of course, is this one. That is our Old Faithful. And why is that not quite straight? Again, something happened where down here on the bottom, I don't get it. Sometimes it moves all by itself. But anyway, and there is Yellowstone's famous attraction, Old Faithful, and it was just blowing off a bunch of steam. It is still doing some, so pretty cool. I used to go canoeing there, Jane, right in Taal, in the caldera, or just on Taal Lake. Because I'm curious about that. And if so, when you were there, what was the temperature of the water if you went into the caldera lake? That would be pretty impressive. Okay. Anyway, that is it's interesting. And anyway, looking at that picture, no, that is not snow on the ground, by the way, you guys. That is a lot of material just lightened up all over the place there to make that look like it. No, not the little one. Okay, so just in the big one. Okay, because I do understand that the little one, people do go swimming in that crater lake. And it is interesting, though, because in some places that water is really hot, and other places it's a comfortable 70 or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And big one, yes. Okay, got it. And that is awesome. Dangerous, yep. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be going in there swimming. It's not the Blue Lagoon, so. Although I'm not exactly fond of the Blue Lagoon either, smell-wise, I can't quite take that. Anyway, that is our Yellowstone National Park. For anyone who wants to go there or go to the site, you can see their live stream there. Kevin Haynes did pull up the link, and of course, there is more to that page than just the video that's running there, that's embedded. You also have maps of where all the geysers are, and there are over 500 active geysers in Yellowstone National Park. So there's a bunch that they point at with the camera, and a whole bunch that you don't ever see. So pretty cool. First national park in the world, as Jane says, and it is, and that is pretty cool. Big lake, it's about that temp too. Okay, cool, or warm. Anyway, Old Faithful, let's not worry about it. They don't have too many people there today, I'm surprised. But we do still see some in the background here as well. Or are those Sasquatches standing back there? We don't know. But we do see some humanoids in the foreground as well as on the side there. So pretty cool. Anyway, we'll leave that guy be. We'll go over to Hawaii and see. Oh, hang on. Is it going to blow? It's going to blow. Oh, it's going to shoot up. All right. So if you want a steam bath, let's leave it here for a minute and watch Old Faithful gush out, and we like that. That is awesome. There we go. That is Old Faithful. Keep going. Come on, right off the top of the screen. I want to see it really shoot up there, and that is actually nice to see it popping like that, and that is really, really nice. It's good. That's what we want. Lots of Sasquatches. Yep. Too many, I think. But that is cool. Anyway, you can view this on your own, and Arizona Snowman just pulled the same link back up, and that is all good. You can pop into that link and just have a bookmark it for now, go there later and take a look at it, and some fascinating stuff on their website. So definitely would recommend that, and for all ages, of course. It's a decent site, and very informative, some nice stuff on there, and they do have other camera views as well, still pictures of some of the other ones, which is really really awesome. So let's leave it as that for right now. We'll head over to Hawaii. Otherwise, we'll run out of time. And anyway, there we go. That is the caldera, or the lava pond inside the caldera of Kilauea. There's your toe area, as we call it. The lava comes into the pond via the lava tube that is hiding in this end here, and it flows in, and of course as it crusts over a little bit, it changes patterns in here. It looks really cool with the neon look, and when you see the bright areas here, along the edges. That is where the lava will be draining out into the abyss of the unknown underneath somewhere. And we really don't know exactly where it goes from that point because nobody's ever been able to follow it. That stuff's pretty hot. But anyway, what causes it to be so bright, of course, is because of the gas bubbles bubbling up as the liquid lava is flowing downward. And of course, gas being lighter, it's going to come to the surface. And when those bubbles pop, they'll break that crusted over lava that we have in the pond there and do its thing, make it look nice and bright and shiny for us. Toe area, not very, very bright today, but hey, it is what it is. I think the bridge here has been broken a few times, and I'm not sure how it's getting its fresh lava into that area. Let's refresh that one and we'll see what it looks like currently. That was from last night, by the way, and this is what it is right now, or at least within the last 10 minutes. Again, this is where it's being fed from, anyway, coming from this end and flowing in. And again, you can see the brighter spots where the lava is draining out. A little bit of smoke there, not sure why, but that may be something going there. That sounds good, Doc. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. I think the name comes from the gold rush days. Fred from? Okay, well, we'll try not to have Fred from too much. Too much Fred from is going to give you a headache. Anyway, lava pond doesn't really look like it's got that much new stuff in there, so very cool. New crack here though, and we didn't see this one before, but that is interesting. We know there's a crack that goes all the way over to here, so we may see some of this fall off too. Obviously you can see these ones here, and that whole area here it almost seems like this is starting to get bigger. Maybe it's just my imagination, or are we losing some of that wall slowly disintegrating into the lava pond? Maybe in the future that lava pond is going to be part of everything here, so all this stuff will disappear in a year or two, depending on what we have for stuff. And anyway, that is kind of what we got on that shot. This one was from 1827 last night. You can see the primary vent there, and obviously the lava pond and the toe area. Hornito, very hard to see. It is right there, but in the smoke, so a little bit on the difficult side. Let's refresh it, take a look at what it is right now, and very smoky. Anyway, primary vent there, and smoke covering up the entire lava pond. We see a little bit of smoke coming out from the tops here, as well as along the edges. Always suspicious material when that is coming out at a higher point than from down at the bottom of the wall. So makes you wonder what's going to happen in the future. Next shot, of course, is from over here looking this way, and that is this one from the last night. And there you can see the very bright lava pond. Primary vent right there. You can almost see the Hornito, but anyway, the lava pouring into here. Let's refresh that one as well, and that is what it looks like right now. And again, very smoky, so quite difficult to see anything. Lava pond, primary vent, and if you look real hard there, you can see a black area just above at the end of the lava level there. That I do believe is part of the lava tube. That is where the lava is feeding in. And leaving that, going over to the thermal image real quick. That is the one from last night. Pretty straightforward. You can see where that Hornito is, and of course the lava tube. It's being fed by a lava tube and then exiting via a lava tube. and that is just kind of the corner where it does that. And of course, there's your toe area and the lava pond primary event. Refreshing real quick. Hey, Kananaskis, enjoy your dinner. And here we've got the Hornito, not very bright looking. And of course, lava in the lava pond. And the toe was a little bit brighter than before, so not bad. Looks not bad. It's kind of hard to see anything, but we do see some lighter areas around the outsides. This area in the middle here, of course, is 3 to 5 meters thick of lava that has cooled down, crusted over, and repeatedly cooled, and created literally an island of lava, cooled lava on top of the entire caldera, or well, a good portion of it. And underneath that, there is hot and liquid lava in that caldera. So pretty cool, or hot. Well, really hot. Anyway, jumping over to Mauna Loa. I didn't refresh. This is yesterday's picture, so we can do a recap. That's what it looked like yesterday. Let's see what it looks like today. And there's today's picture, and quite clear up there. I don't see anything erupting, and I really don't want to see this thing erupting. That is one massive caldera, and if just imagine this thing shooting up 5,000 feet into the air or something. That would be really cool. Pardon me. Anyway, quick peek at our earthquakes for our Hawaiian area, and then after the break we'll get back to the other ones. Don't want to spend too much time on there, but just looking at them, this is kind of what we see. Nothing on any of the other islands, and we do have more of a cluster again, starting up top here on Mauna Loa, as well as more here in Pahala, and even a couple new ones there, and our wonderful Kilauea. So real quick, let's take a look at these. And 1.9, and by the way, Pahala area, everything is typically between about 26 and 37 kilometers down, so I'm going to avoid the depths. But this one, 1.9 from 11:20, what is it? 8 at 11:28. This guy is from, this is an oddity, 12.9 kilometers down, 2.0 from yesterday, 21:24. And this one at 2.0, 20:30 yesterday, 9.6 kilometers down. These are all going to confuse me now. This one is from today, from 16:45. It's only 0.3 of a kilometer down, or 300 meters. And now it's messing me up. Here's a normal one, 1.9 from 15:43. And then this guy, 2.1 from 14:30, 43. And this one, 2.4 from 13:57. Looking at this one, 2.3 from 2:34 a.m. And then we got two stacked right beside each other there, 2.0 from 20:31 yesterday, and the other one right beside it is 2.1 from today at 13:57. Then we've got this one, 2.5 from 16:16, and we'll go up here a little bit more, 2.4 from 21 minutes after midnight. And here's a 2.3 from 20:58 yesterday. We got that 2.4, and we got 2.3 here from 9:09 a.m. And then we got a 2.0 from 22:03 yesterday. And this is a 1.9 from 7:41 this morning, and another 1.9 from 12:09. And then we have a 2.1 there from yesterday at 22:17. That is the immediate area. Let's slide over a little bit, see what these other ones are. and that is a 2.1 from 2059 yesterday. This guy here, 2.0 from 2 a.m. This guy is a 2.0 from yesterday at 23:02, and then of course this one at 2.3, and that was 6:17 this morning. Sliding up, we don't see any other ones there, so sliding up real quick, having a quick peek up here, 1.9 up on top of Mauna Loa at 15:18, and minus 2.3, so 2.3 kilometers above sea level, showing well into the mountain there. 2.1, and this is 100 meters below sea level from 1524. Then we've got a 2.2 from 1512, and that is way up in the mountain. That will almost be at the surface here, 3.3 kilometers up. And then this one is 1.8, and that is from 5:57 a.m., 1.6 kilometers down below sea level. Then we've got this little cluster here, 400 meters below sea level, 1.9 from 1517. Then right beside them, 2.4, 8:52 a.m., 4.4 kilometers down. We have a 1.0 from 1538 at 3.6 kilometers down. This one is 1.4 from 4.7 kilometers down, 9:29 a.m. 2.8, a little bit bigger. Yesterday's 2041, 12.4 kilometers down. Looking at these stragglers on the outside here, yesterday's from 2325, 2.3 kilometers above sea level. Now let's grab these little ones here. 1.0, 4.4 kilometers down from 1354. 0.8, 10:25 was the time on it, 4.8 kilometers down. 1.7, and that is from 1332, 4.2 kilometers down. And this guy is a 0.9 from 9:45 a.m., 3.4 kilometers down for him. 1.1 from 10:30, 4.1 kilometers down. 1.8 from 14:56, and that is 3 kilometers above sea level. And we might have had this one, 1.9 from 1308, minus 2, or 0.2 I should say, and that is 200 meters above sea level. We'll just get one or two more of these stragglers here. 0.8 from 954, 5.5 kilometers down. And this guy is a 0.9 from 933, and 6.1 kilometers down. And then we've got this 0.7, and that is from 9:34 a.m., 4.5 kilometers down. Did we get this guy? 1.8, 5:57 in the morning, 1.6 kilometers below sea level. And we are not seeing any right in the caldera. This seems to be a second time where we've seen it really kind of swarm in that area, and kind of makes a guy wonder. Let's slide over a little bit, and let's grab this guy here before we forget about him. 1.7 from 11 minutes after midnight, 4 kilometers below sea level. And now we'll take a look at the two that we've got here in the caldera of Kilauea, and there it is, 2.7. 18 this morning, 2 kilometers, or pardon me, 0.2 of a kilometer below sea level. And this guy, 2.4 from 1241, and that is 500 meters below sea level. Of course, the caldera doesn't quite look like that right now. It's a lot more filled up, if you will. So that's what we see, and unfortunately they didn't update that photo. I hope they do soon. And that is kind of it for our Hawaiian earthquakes, you guys. And we see that it is not bad there, and nothing super major. The biggest quake that I've seen on the map here, and just wanted to point this out, 6.7, and that is at Boca Chica, Panama. Not Boca Chica, Texas, but Boca Chica, Panama. And I did not see any tsunami warnings, but let's see what they say. And yeah, no tsunami warnings on that one, so I'm not going to worry about it. But that is a pretty big quake, and there you go, Sharon. You got the right emoji, and that's exactly what it's for. It's the quakes, and that is of course a house shaking and sliding down a hill before it crumbles. Anyway, it is break time, you guys, and I am going to go take a break. I'm going to put you back on some canned lava for right now, and we will get back to the earthquakes, of course, after the break, and I'm just trying to get my lava going. Use my magic, he says. There we go, got it going. And all right, that's it. Lava's going, and my voice is going too. I need to take that break and take care of my schnauzer here. And, I'll be back. Don't go away. Hit that like button. We're still at 81. We need to make it all the way up to 100 or over 100. So please help us out. After we come back from the break, I will definitely be having a look at the SO2 map around the world, as well as our weather and any other happenings. So don't go away. Keep smiling and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Thanks. And there we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board still. I see a few people had left, but not a problem. That is all good. And thanks, Sue Hayes. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's get on to our SO2 map, and that will be next. Thanks, Kananaskis Country, and we'll take a quick look and see what it looks like today in our wonderful world. And Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, DrFox2000. Excellent. And I changed the map so we can see the map. And first thing that comes to sight, of course, is this huge plume up here. And of course, everything that was coming out has moved up there, and it can stay there. I don't mind. Anyway, that is what we're seeing there. Looking at Canada, not bad. A lot of that from Alaska drifting downward, though, and we're getting some remnants. Here where it's snowing and raining, of course, that is cleaning the air, but in general, we've got some hazy conditions in most of Canada. And then same thing goes for most of the United States. Regular people pollution. Some areas are actually quite clear, so pretty cool. Thanks, Kevin Haynes, and appreciate that. And of course, we slide down a little bit more towards Mexico. We see that is really not going really far. It's kind of messed up between two systems here, being tugged this way and tugged that way. We got this little guy here, and of course this big high that's sitting out here, and or low. I can't low. Sorry, it's a big low sitting here doing its thing, and kind of pulling it out in both directions, and that is what's happening there in Mexico. Sliding down a little bit further, we see the other stuff is basically coming out into the Pacific here as well, for the most part, although we are seeing some go into all of Colombia. And I'm wondering if they may have some fires there or something causing some of that. Sliding down a little bit more, we do see here South America along the Chilean coast, a little bit coming out, but we have those weird patterns that are pushing through there right now, and possibly a low sitting right in here and just north of Buenos Aires. And we do see the people pollution from those areas as well. Looking down on the bottom here, funky patterns and very interesting looking. And there we go to New Zealand real quick. We see a White Isle volcano still pluming, refineries by Melbourne still working away, and coking plants northwest of Sydney doing their thing. Big circulation here, so I think that one is a high sitting there. And then we have right here looking at what's going on. That's Tofua, and that is in Tonga. And it's continuing its thing, but it's kind of weird. The plume is going this way, yet the wind currents are pushing the other way. Confuses me. Same thing goes for Vanuatu area, and then Papua New Guinea, pretty normal. And we see the change. Well, this didn't really change. It was kind of more northward here, northwestish, and that's Ibu and Dacono right there. Luolatok stepping up its pace a little bit today from the looks of things. And then of course right here would be Semeru, and Raung is right beside it, but we don't know how much is coming from Raung. I haven't seen any reports today. And Merapi, of course, doing its thing, and Krakatau, not very much from it, but Jakarta is continuing to do its thing. And then we see what's coming out of the other areas here. We have Bulusan and Mayon over here on this peninsula, giving off some of that. And not sure how much is actually coming off of Taal here in the Philippines, but that is Manila, and that is very densely populated in that whole area. So you have a lot of people pollution. And going up a little bit, we see Taiwan still doing its thing. Suwanoshijima down here on one of these islands doing its wonderful job creating some of that. And then Suwanoshijima, Sakurajima up here doing its thing. The rest is people pollution, and some of it may be coming in from China. Boy, lately it's been really bad there. And sliding up to the Kamchatka Peninsula, we've got our three that are working together here: Chikarachki, Ibiko, and Alade, and then of course Karimsky and Bezimiani and Shivalesh up here on the peninsula. And of course that is creating a big plume here. And I think some of this is getting in here as well, kind of flowing through, and possibly worked on that. Looking down on the bottom here, we don't see very much coming off of, matter of fact, it looks like it's the other island that's giving more off. Reunion Island, of course, Piton is there, and we don't see a heck of a lot coming off of it. South Africa, kind of normal industrial stuff there from the gold plants, gold smelting, and here in DR Congo we've got two volcanoes side by side, plus some coking plants to make that nice plume there. Erta Ale sitting right about here, and of course with the pollution coming from the oil refineries in Iraq, Kuwait, and the eastern shores, as well as the western shores of Saudi Arabia, and that is what we're seeing there. And looking quickly at Mount Etna, Stromboli, and Volcano all together, and that is what they're putting out, and it is heading southward, so that is pretty interesting. A little bit of SO2 in the northern portions of Greece that is not so good, and then other spots a little bit heavy, but not bad. Looks like Spain and France are really clear, and possibly even Switzerland looking pretty good, and Austria as well, and not bad for the most part, I guess. And looking at England, they've got some normal people pollution. Same thing with Germany, flowing up into Denmark, and the bottom end of Sweden here getting a little bit as well. Not even going to talk about Russia. They've got all kinds of things going on there as well, and I'm not going to worry about those guys. I might say something politically incorrect, so let's refrain from that. A little bit coming off of Iceland, and I don't know if that's really anything to be concerned with. That's it for our SO2, and that is Österreich. Oh, you want to go to Österreich? What have they got that's good in Österreich? I don't know. Nope, it's okay. They've got good beer there too, you know. Everything that you can get in Germany, you can get in Österreich. I promise you. Anyway, looking at our weather, and well, I'll try to do this one quickly. We see it very cold up in the north, and here on Greenland, very whitish looking. Let's not indulge in that too much. Looking at what we're seeing here in northern Canada, the cold is starting to creep down. We are losing our heat here in Alberta, and British Columbia is cooling off as well. So all of the prairies starting to get towards winter. We see that cold area, the mass going all the way down, and it is even encompassing New York and those areas. Also, you know, it doesn't matter where you go. Toronto coming in at 4, Montreal 6, Quebec at 2. Here we have Nova Scotia, probably a little bit warmer than most of the rest of Canada. Cole Harbour, as Sue just brought up there, at 10 degrees Celsius, so that's not too bad. We do still have a little bit of warmth out here on the tip of Newfoundland. Newfoundland, and I'm surprised at that. But then you see the way these two highs are working, pulling that warm air up and hitting it right on there. So they are basking in the warmth, whereas everybody else, like over here in New Brunswick, or even up in Labrador, actually even those guys have a little bit on the coast here that's a little warmer, but inland you get very cold very quickly, and the same goes for Quebec. Looking at the United States, not bad. We do see some cold creeping down in the higher elevations there in the northern states, and as soon as you move down a little bit, get into Oregon and then so on further down, it starts to warm up quite a bit. And we'll take a quick peek here to see where we are. Not that warm right now in Death Valley. What is 31 degrees Celsius, so that's, keeps you warm, eh? And a lot of those other places are starting to cool off a little bit more as well. Mexicali coming in at 30, Phoenix showing about 28 degrees Celsius today, and that's kind of what we've got in those areas sliding over. A little bit of heat regained there in Texas, which is probably a good thing for them. But really, for fall, it being October 20th, it's not that bad. They shouldn't complain. In the middle portions of the United States, looking all the way up to the Canadian border here, and North and South Dakota kind of being the cutoff point there. And then we cut over and kind of jog down, and it is cold in the eastern portions of the U.S. Down here in even down in Florida, 2022, very, very cold. So not sure what's going on there, but I guess that's the way our weather pattern is right now. Looking at Atlanta and South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia going up here, low teens or high single digits for the most part. And of course you get into the Appalachians and you start to cool off a whole bunch more. Philadelphia coming in at about 9 degrees, and I was going to point out Riley, and there at 10 degrees in Riley. That's of course where Grandma B is. New York at 11, Boston at 10. So kind of cool all the way through. And we'll carry on here, take a quick look at Cancun, Mexico. Only 23 degrees today. Not good bikini weather. We see the warmer stuff is over here on the Baja area, and a lot warmer temperatures. Looking at that, we do see this storm. That's one of those ones I was thinking would develop, and they now call it Rosalind, and she's a beauty. And of course she's got a companion high right beside it, twirling the other way, so they can feed off each other and pull up some of that warm air and push it all the way up to Canada. That would be really nice. Anyway, looking at down at Central America, places to go might be, I don't know, this place right here, 29 degrees if you're looking for a vacation, and not bad there. Sliding down through Panama, we see the other storm over on this side, and that is going to be keeping everybody wet there. Sliding out a little bit, looking at what we've got for our Brazilian rainforest, our Amazon, if you will, and I'm including Venezuela and of course Colombia and Peru and those places, Bolivia here, and then of course Brazil for the most part. Not bad temperatures, and ranging from probably about 24, 25 all the way up to about 30, 31 in some of the really hot spots. Sliding down a little bit, and we do see Uruguay about 18, 17, 18. Paraguay is kind of warmer on the northern portions, so ranging from 19 to about 24 degrees. and we see there's 21, 22 in the northern portions of, oh, it'll come to mind, Argentina, and the southern area here, of course, that high, bringing all that cold air in and not doing them any favors. Sliding over to New Zealand really quickly, and we see that high is again doing the same thing, keeping things cooler there in the South Island, and even pushing up some of that cold air into the North Island. Very tip of the peninsula, though, about 18 degrees, not bad there. But that, of course, is the bad side to that high. The good side is that they are all the way up to about 20 degrees in some spots in Tasmania, which is really nice. And Melbourne has warmed up, and that is about 19, 20 degrees there as well. Looking at Sydney coming in about the same temperature, Adelaide roughly the same as well, and that is pretty awesome. There's a low twirling here, we got a high going this way. I don't know what the heck is going to go on there next, and a shear line building up in the middle here. And Perth coming in a little cooler than the other places, 17, 18 degrees. Home of Oz, of course, about 23, 24 degrees Celsius. Looking out here at Fiji and those areas, they'll be basking in the warm sunshine. And of course, this is the trade winds pushing across, and that is the good start to telling you that, yep, it's El Nino. And El Nina is the other way, La Nina is the other way around, sorry. It pushes the opposite direction, but that messes up the weather all the way around the planet. Anyway, looking at what we've got here in the Indonesian, Malaysian, and Philippine areas, pretty warm and not bad at all. Bangkok coming in at 27 degrees, roughly 26 on the map here. The thing Sue brought up, and thank you, Sue, for that, 27 on there. And we do see the remnants of a storm here, and we see another one that developed here, double lows. So they're going to have some stormy weather, of course, that comes with all that nice rain and everything else. This 25W there, and that is helping to draw some of that warmer air in there. And of course, Japan has cooled off again quite a bit, so down the bottom end 23, we get into mid-teens in most of it, and kind of lower teens the further north you go. Kamchatka Peninsula all the way up, though, very cold, 3, 4, for the 6 here maybe, and the very warmest places. And the rest is Siberian cold, like that, and that's still pretty balmy weather in Siberia, only minus 19 degrees Celsius. Sliding down into our Indonesian, India, and there's the 2 lows, and there's a high sitting there, and that kind of makes me wonder. We got 2 highs, 2 lows, another low on this side. They're going to get some more storms in India for sure. Looking at South Africa, it's doing its thing down on the bottom, of course, a little on the cooler side, but Cape Town still coming in 15, 16 degrees. And then from there on upward, it warms up a whole bunch. Sahara Desert looking not bad. And we see it's a little bit cooler again in Saudi Arabia. UAE coming in from about 23 to 27 degrees. Oman, not so good, about 20, depending on where you are. Some of the highlands are a little bit cooler, though, and 20, 22, something like that. And Iraq, looking at anywhere from about 20 to 25 degrees. A little bit cooler in some of the areas in Iran, though. Turkey is still very, very cold, and that is not good for them. And sliding over, we want to see a Piggy's temperature and Piggy has probably got about 20 degrees Celsius there on the island of Kos. And of course, she's got a lot warmer temperatures than a lot of the other areas there. Crete still coming in very nicely as well, sliding over to Sicily, and again, coastal areas very nice, and a little cooler as you get into the higher elevations. Same thing goes for Italy all the way up, and Milano coming in at 17 today, so some nice weather up there. New Monkland, again, same kind of scenario as what we have in Sicily. Coastal area is quite warm, and the higher elevations a little bit on the cooler side. And let's see what we have in Spain. Just a little bit of the northern portions got some colder temperatures, and again, those are elevation related. And then looking at France, it's actually for nighttime temperatures basking in the heat, and that is absolutely a nice temperature for nighttime. Same thing goes for Belgium and Luxembourg, coming in at 14, 15 degrees. Looking at Amsterdam, somewhere from 12 down to about 15, 16 on the coast. Not so bad. Germany looking interesting. Portions are warm, other portions are very cold. So down here in München, 10 degrees in Munich, and Frankfurt is 13 Grad, yeah, 13 degrees. And Cologne coming in at 15, and we get out to Berlin, and 8 Grad, yeah, yeah, and 9 degrees there for Hamburg. München, die Mainzelmännchen kommen von München. I hope some of you caught that, but anyway, looking at England, and we do see that not bad weather, but we see about 10, 11 degrees for the most of England. Down here on the coast, so they're getting a little bit more warmth, and that low, of course, pulling some of that Gulf Stream air in and pushing it up, and again, it is hitting the back end of Ireland here as well. So Irish Monkland, somewhere around 13 degrees there in Doolin, roughly, and not so bad. Get a little bit colder when we get up in the top portions there of Scotland, I guess, and then let's take a look at Norway, Sweden, Finland. Boy, I wouldn't want to live there. I'm sure they got very nice people, but that's worse than Canada, temperature-wise. I hear it's beautiful, though, in the summertime. We see some of that warm air coming back out into the upper Atlantic here, and hopefully it's helping warm up some of the stuff in Iceland, but looks like Reykjavik is only coming in at about 3 degrees. And of course, our volcano cities, Fisher and Ragnar, will be about 2 degrees Celsius there. So that's what we've got. And Omsk coming in at 2 degrees. Yikes. And it has 4 good seasons. What has 4 good seasons? Germany? Or Sweden. They're very short seasons, though, some of them. Anyway, let's zoom that back out a little bit, and we'll take a look at precipitation really quickly. And I hear my voice is starting to really get nasty, so we'll do this quick. See that horrible stuff, white flakes in many areas up in Alaska and the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and none of it. And I really want none of it. And even in British Columbia, northern portions are starting to get some snow down here at the top of the end of the Rockies. Well, this portion here, right by the elbow, we're starting to see some of that snow as well. And oh my God, northern Ontario and Quebec, lots of snow happening there. we see lake effect stuff coming off of the lakes here, causing some storms all the way up the St. Lawrence Seaway, Toronto. Boy, I hope they don't get too bad there. Looking at Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI area, no rain right now, so that's all good. But out here in Newfoundland, we've got that ridge that was working through, so this high is kind of pushing that ridge out a little bit and helping out, and that stuff is going all the way up here into the Davis Strait and ending up on Baffin Island, and not good, not good. And the Baffin Bay has got a bunch of snow. Oh, yuck. Looking at what we've got here, a little bit of rain in Washington and Idaho, and not much into Montana, and it looks pretty dry for the most part in the rest of the United States, with the exception of a little bit down here in Miami and that area. So pretty good there. Looking at Central America, and of course there is that Roslyn, and lots of thunderstorms going on. And of course over here we're going to see that high is really allowing all those clouds in there as well. And here's that new one I'm thinking is going to start as well. But Costa Rica, not the place to go today, and neither is Panama. I mean, so don't go to Panama, don't go to Costa Rica. They got storms. And looking at what we see in the Amazon, it's kind of normal for this evening hour, and it'll go into the night, raining a little bit and not bad. Going down, it looks like Uruguay is getting a bunch of rain, Paraguay staying dry, a little bit in Bolivia, and the bottom end of Brazil, of course, getting some, very little in Argentina, and that's probably good. Sliding over to New Zealand, not so bad there, a little bit on the north end of both of those islands. Looks dry there in Tasmania as well. And Melbourne, Leo is getting some rain. And of course, looking at the eastern coast of Australia, they've got that entire ridge kind of sitting there, and that's what's happening. So Oz is probably getting no wonder she was so happy about the submarine. She's got lots of rain happening, and she needs a submarine to survive in. Anyway, looking at our Philippine and Malaysian, Indonesian area, quite heavy duty with all kinds of different storms, and that is what we've got. And that's okay. I gotta really tell someone to stop sending me emails. Boy, there's somebody who sends me a lot of information, but she sends me too much. And she does it during the stream and fills up my email box of stuff I've already talked about, you know. Sometimes I gotta wonder. I'm not gonna say anything, just bite my tongue. Anyway, nothing in Japan. We see that big high sitting off of here. Don't know what's going to happen there. Kamchatka Peninsula getting a snow again, and not unreasonable for this time of year. India, here's what I was saying about, it's got a few storms down there. No emails while streaming. Yep. No, it wasn't you, Sue, and no. I don't mind the occasional email, especially if it's something important. But can I block her? No, I'll ask her politely to stop. With so many. I've asked her before to refrain, 3 a day maybe. Don't send me 30 in a day. I don't need them. Anyway, looking at our central areas, we see quite a bit of that rainforest stuff going on there as well in Africa. Looking at, I want to see what Piggy is going to get for rain, and doesn't look like there's any rain in Piggy's immediate future either, darn it. She needs some good showers happening there to let things grow a little bit. Looking at Spain, of course, that low is dragging in all that warm air, but that has consequences, and it definitely is raining there. So they've got some of that in that warm area in France also getting nailed. So that's what we've got. And that is also getting all the way up partially into Belgium, Luxembourg, and here in Holland, and then of course Germany. Those warmer areas are really the ones that are where the rain is. The colder stuff, though, really actually doesn't matter. Warm, cold. We see it's cooler in this area, right? But that rainy area definitely going all the way over here, and that's pretty nasty. And Scotland is getting some, and bottom end of Ireland, and I don't know where this is going to go. If it's going to go across here, it's going to be nasty. It looks like it's got a secondary low zone right in here as well, so that could be pretty stormy for those good folks. Northern portions of our wonderful Sweden, and looking at Norway, to be expected, and the same thing with Finland, going over to Iceland, and of course that double whammy here, not doing them any favors, drawing that cold air down from the north. You're seeing some snow on the southern shores here, as well as on the north end. And that is what we got there. Yep. Please stop. Oz. No, I'm going to finish it up. I'm going to finish the show. I know my voice is going. It's we're going to just go back to temperatures and finish. And I need an ice cream. Okay, all yours. Okay, there we go. So let's find the coldest temperature on the planet, and I'm going to see what I can dig up here. I see a minus 62, and oh boy, oh, minus 63, minus 64. I had a 64, and okay, if I zoom into that area, and we'll look again, and where's my minus 64 gone? That's right there. Okay, come on, give me a 65. I gotta beat her today. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'll settle for a tie. There you go, Sue. And minus 64 degrees Celsius is the temperature, and that's all we're gonna get. So I was trying, and almost got there. Darn it! I need one more degree, but I really don't need it. But we'll leave it. Okay. All right, that is time for me to wrap it up, you guys, for some throat lozenges. Thank you very much, Grandma B, for that throat lozenges, and that $2 super chat. Thank you very kindly. No worries. Hey, Leo, glad to have you on board, and you missed all that. Apparently, you're going to get snow pretty soon, about 6 feet of it. I'm kidding. No snow. Anyway, that is our show for today, and that is all we've got. And my voice is pretty much done. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet and put you back on some lava. And that is, of course, canned lava for the time being, and we'll get that moving. And there we go. Hot lemonade with honey and a wee bit of bourbon. Jane, I can't drink, and I don't have any hot lemon I got honey, but no lemon. Anyway, on that friendly note, be good, everyone. Be kind. Take care of yourselves and all that nice stuff. Big thank you to our two super chatters, Oz and Grandma B. Each had a $2 super chat. And also, Oz gifted one membership, and Kevin Haynes gifted 5. Didn't see what we seen in there, so I didn't see any of those 5 going out. But if you do the gifting and none go out, if there is nobody to give them to, and YouTube does that automatically, they could refund that money, or they will if it hasn't gone out. So anyway, be good, everyone. Be kind. Big thank you to all the moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, and the rest. Be good and take care, everyone, and we will see you all tomorrow. I'm your host with a very bad throat, and take care, everyone, and excellent show. Thanks, and glad to have you all here as the Lava family, and take care, and we'll see you all, and please make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Take care, everyone. Oink, oink.